Big D, get your butt over here.
What do you want, Dusty? What do you want me to do now?
Me and you have got to come up with a dope fucking trailer so that people get in tune with our fucking podcast that we got going on here.
What do you mean we need to make a trailer? Why do we have to do this?
Big D, alright, I talked to you about this the other day, okay? We have to come up with a trailer so we can promote and just bring in some viewers. You know, tell them about how beautiful and sexy this fucking channel is.
Dusty, I don't know what you want us to do, okay? Like, I'm being so serious, I don't know what's going on right now, what's going on in your brain, okay?
Big D, that's why I called you here, big dog, alright? Me and you I just gotta do something, okay? Alright, I don't know how we're gonna do this. I don't know in what way we gotta do this. But, like, we could, I don't know, spitball some shit?
Where do you want to start?
I don't know. I was thinking maybe we could do like an old action trailer movie because that's what all of the podcasts do with their cliche fucking shit, right?
No, Dusty, we're not doing that.
Come on, Big D, let's try it. Let's try it, alright? Since the dawn of time, there has been a beautiful podcast named The Rainy Day Horror Show.
Dusty, that was so fucking bad.
Yeah, I know. Okay, we're jumping. Let me try out something else. All right, let me try out something else. If you've been looking for a good podcast for the longest time, all right, you go through all of them. You haven't found that perfect one. All right, you haven't found that podcast that captivates you and has everything that you want. Right, within a horror channel. Well, look no further. Look no further. Welcome to the Rainy Day Horror Show, okay? We are the Buckies of the horror podcast genre. Weird pause there, Big D, but we're fucking rolling.
Keep going, Dusty. We're doing fucking good right now.
Thank you, alright? Yes, we are the Buckies of the podcast genre, the horror community Buckies. Or if you want to even go even further, we're the 7-Eleven, alright? We've got horror movie breakdowns. We've got interesting interviews. And not to mention, we cover true crime, paranormal, urban legends. Alright? I am your host with the most and the certified cougar hunter, Dusty McBalls. Alright? And the other guy that you hear me talking to, he is the intro king. The man, the myth and the legend, the man from down under, Big D. Big D, say hi to these people and tell them about yourself.
Hello, guys. I am Big D. I am the intro guy.
Thank you, Big D. That was fucking perfect. The lights flickered when you did that. Kind of terrified me, but we're here, alright? We upload on this channel 4 days a week, 5 days a week, sometimes 6 and 7. So if you're looking for that horror, channel that does it all, come check out the Rainy Day Horror Show. We got everything that you need. Remember, stay frosty, stay foxy. Most importantly, the most important thing on this channel, planet, stay safe, you beautiful peacocks. Me and Big D, we love you. Deuces.
Welcome to the What the Fuck Is That podcast, where we ask the age-old question of what the fuck is that? I'm your host, Jess.
I'm Jen.
And Jenny is driving me fucking insane with these goddamn M&Ms right now. So this bitch... Okay, so again, we are still eating Easter candy. This is how much candy my children got.
That they don't need. We're slowly eating it.
Yeah, that they do not need, because they are 3 and 4.
Yeah, no.
But Jenny and I were clearing out some stuff from the podcast studio. The pod lab, oh my gosh. Like the podcast studio, that's not the correct word.
Sounds so formal.
So Jenny and I were clearing some things out of the pod lab, and it was like 6 Easter baskets.
I'm like, well, why do your kids have so many fucking Easter baskets?
And I'm like, you know as well as I do that they are fucking spoiled. And that's why I have so many Easter baskets.
My God. I swear, it is like one from every family member.
Yeah. It's a lot.
A lot.
I mean, they're cute, though. And they're okay some of the time.
Some of the time.
Sometimes not so much, but you know, that's just raising toddlers, I think.
They also have your attitude, so...
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't have an attitude, and neither does anyone else listening to our show. No one listening is like, oh, Jessica has an attitude. I would never.
We're gonna put in a poll on the Instagram. You know what? I'm gonna do that right now. I'm gonna do it right now.
Bet.
Let's go.
You wanna know what TikTok sound I have stuck in my head right now? I'm smart, but I'm stupid. I'm gay, but I'm straight. I craft the snow boots, baby.
Oh my God.
Have you not heard this one?
Yes, I have.
I love it.
But the thing is that I love that that's the sound that's in your head.
I don't know why. It's just been kind of on repeat this entire time. It has nothing to do with what we're talking about. But that's just where my brain goes in the quiet of the nothing while you put up this poll.
You're a dork.
I'm aware.
Okay. It's live.
Nice. Love that for me.
Gonna expose you.
I mean, sweet little Gemini me? No.
You just gave everybody the answer.
Not I. Says the Leo.
I'm an angel. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Remember, sweetheart, Lucifer was an angel once too.
Okay, why are you doing your weird god shit with me?
I got you, didn't I? Took you a minute.
I was like, okay. Okay, I think we're just gonna get into the episode because, well, last week we just kind of got to talk about early life of Mr. Stinky Pants.
Yeah.
And it was like, aw, head trauma, aw, like, weird cousin who brought back things from
Questionable cousin, yeah.
Vietnam War. Oh, he then watched that cousin murder his wife. Oh, then his brother and brother-in-law taught him how to burglarize houses.
Yeah.
No. So now we get into the bad part of why you don't teach a child to do all those things.
Great, let's get into it.
Awesome.
Sorry.
Ha ha ha. Ha 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 ha. The fuck was that? Hold on now. The fuck was that?
You're gonna keep this in,
I'm
aren't
100%
you?
in. What the fuck was that?
My foot fell asleep.
So
And-
you honked?
No. My foot fell asleep and it shot like it felt like 2 shots like just went straight up my
I
leg.
feel a little bit bad for laughing now, but like the noise you made was...
It felt like I was electrocuted. It went all the way.
It made a funny noise.
That's all you care about. Thanks. I'm okay.
Oh, good. I'm glad. It also made a funny noise.
You can fuck off. Okay, just start this damn thing now.
Oh my god. If you like whatever the fuck this is, be sure to head over to our Instagram. Our Instagram is WTF is that pod. Over there you can find the link to our link tree, and it's so pretty and it has these cute little ghosts on it, and it can take you to our Amazon wish list and TikTok, assuming that we can still use it. To our Instagram, to our Patreon, to our RSS feed with all of the places that you can listen to us, which, spoiler alert, it's all of them. And you know what? While you're just over there, why don't you just head over to Spotify and go ahead and give us a follow there and a 5 stars, and then head over to Apple Podcasts, because I know you crazy bitches have both, and then you can leave us a review and a follow and like, and then just give us all of the things, because that is just the very best way to let those crazy algorithm gods know that you love us, so they can show us to other people. And just the very best way to help us grow in general is by word of mouth. So, the next time you're at a party and you're just hanging out and you start grooving with this really cute guy, and you can tell he's like a golden retriever boy who listens to a lot of podcasts, and you're talking about it and you're just like, oh yeah, I know this podcast. It's not very big, but it's super good and really funny. And you give it to him. And you just tell them about WTF is that podcast, and you get them into it, and then you both fall in love, and then you invite us to your wedding, and then we get to tell more people at your wedding about our podcast and how it just brought you together with love. And yeah, so with that, let's head on into this week's episode. Hey Jen.
Hey Jess.
Have you ever heard of Richard Ramirez?
Who the fuck is Richard Ramirez?
Thanks for asking, but remember, babe, this is a part 2. So,
yes.
we already talked about him.
Yes.
And we talked about his super sad childhood.
Tragic.
His really weird childhood of just everyone in his family teaching him to be a horrific murderer and stalker. Yeah. Horrible person in general. What was going on? Where were all the adults? That was the problem. They were all the adults.
Yeah, that's a scary thought.
Yeah, because when you're thinking about it, you're where are all the adults going on in this? And it's he was very much a mama's boy. He went to church with his mom. Yep. But then also hung out with his cousin, who showed him weird shit and then murdered his wife in front of him. Which he didn't even have to go to jail for.
Yep. He has a very warped and twisted mindset as it is set up now.
So this wasn't supposed to be a 2-parter, and then I just really started getting into his earlier life, and I felt like I couldn't cut anything, because as we go on to see with this case, all of those things that he learns in early childhood are so pertinent to all of his killings.
It all just makes sense.
It's so eerily insane when you realize kind of why he does.
Oh, great.
Yeah, and I don't know if that makes it better or worse.
Yeah, I was like, let's go down this path together.
On April 10th, 1984, Ramirez's first known murder happens. This was 9-year-old, 9 years old, Mei Long. And she was murdered in a San Francisco hotel.
What?
Yeah, he essayed her.
Okay.
And stabbed her to death. Yeah.
Oh my god.
And leaves her body hanging from a pipe.
What?
So I want you to think, this little girl is Chinese American.
Uh-huh.
What kind of pictures were his uncle showing him that he was doing things to? They were Taiwan. So to him, Asian's Asian.
But how did he get to this little girl?
I don't know I don't know.
That's scary.
I think he just grabbed her off the street, to be honest with you.
That's really scary.
The worst part is May wasn't even associated to all of this until fairly recently.
Really?
Yeah, they didn't think that she was one of the victims, but they happened to have DNA from the crime scene. So in 2016,
wow.
like, they are going in and they are
connecting these cases.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so technically, his first kill was 9 years old. And the only reason that they knew was because, how many years is that? 84 to 2016. No, in 2008 they matched the DNA. That's still like 30 years. Probably more.
I don't know. I can't math right now.
Yeah, I think it's...
We have calculators.
It's fine. I don't want to pull my phone out. But yeah, like, in all that time, like, he's already been prosecuted and...
jailed and all that,
I think dead by that time.
Probably, yeah.
Or just dying, which we'll get to. But anyways. So that's his first one.
How old is he at this point? Do we know?
This is 84. He was born in 1960, so 24.
Okay.
I could do that one. Yeah, he's 24. So he moves to LA at 22.
Yeah.
And now he's 24.
Jeez, a 9-year-old.
Yeah. Mind you, this whole time he is smoking weed nonstop.
Of course.
He is doing cocaine all the time.
Of course.
And he is surviving on, like, junk food all day long.
Of course.
Yeah. So that's where we're at with him. He is just kind of doing his thing. Now we're in June 28th, 1984. So the first one is in April. Now we're in June.
Okay.
Jeannie Vinco, who was 79 years old, was essayed, stabbed, and killed during a burglary.
That is a huge age difference.
So, okay, so here's what it sounds like to me. It sounds like to me he was filling out a weird sexual thing with the first one. And this one, I don't know if he went in with the intention of doing that. He went in to burglary. To do a burglary.
Okay, so
and then did that as an afterthought.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, so you think that that's what his whole intent was, not to, like, go after her, but to just rob her?
I think on this one, I don't know, there's just a way that it kept being said that it was, like, during a burglary. Okay. But at the same time, he nearly decapitated her.
Oh, jeez.
So there was also that.
Wow. I mean, still, the fact that you can do that to a 9-year-old and a 79-year-old.
Literally hang one from the pipes dead and then decapitate
the other. Yeah.
Yeah. Nearly decapitate, but still. That takes a lot of, like, force and energy.
Yeah. Wow.
Insanity. March 17th, 1985. So now he took a cooling down period. Yeah. So he did those two. And this is almost a whole year later.
Yeah.
Richard attacks 22-year-old Maria Hernandez outside of her home in Rosemead, California. He snuck in when she was throwing out the garbage. Because that's his other thing. Because, again, this cousin Miguel taught him how to sneak around.
Yeah, that's also why he got the nickname.
Exactly. He's just coming in when no one's suspecting it. Like, how quick does this motherfucker have to be to get in after me?
And I mean, he's also, like, almost paper thin.
Oh, yeah. And he looks like 100 pounds soaking wet.
Yeah.
And again, he's doing a shit ton of cocaine, so he's even thinner.
Yeah.
He ends up shooting her in the face, but she survives after the bullet ricochets off a set of keys that she had.
No.
So she was like going up to protect her face when she saw the gun, and the keys got in the way. Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah. At this point, her roommate, Dale... I want to try to do this right. At this point, her roommate, Dale Yoshi I'm going to try real hard with this. I'm going to fuck it up.
You're good.
Okazaki?
Uh-huh.
That looks right.
That
okay,
sounds right.
Okazaki. Okay, so Dale Yoshi How did I just say it? Akazaki. There we go. Dale Yoshi Akazaki came down and Ramirez shot him in the head.
Oh.
Sorry.
What just happened?
I have really thick thighs and I turned on my flashlight. My bad.
The thing is I know exactly what you mean because it's happened to me.
Oh, there's so many times where I'm just like, why am I on Facebook right now? Like, it's like a phantom thigh.
God.
I'm glad we're laughing now. But yeah, so he shot him in the head. And clearly that killed him.
Clearly.
Then an hour later, Ramirez is in Monterey Park where he shoots Za Lin Veronica Yo 2 times as she's getting out of her car.
Oh.
So it's almost like he was just trying to get some frustration out for the first person surviving and needed to get that adrenaline out still.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Yikes.
At this point, the media starts doing this stupid thing that I fucking hate and giving him a nickname.
And what was that?
Well, so these two started as the walk-in killer and the valley intruder, which I think are just clunky.
Yeah. They don't roll off the tongue.
No, it's not quite there.
No.
Now we're in a March 27th, 1985. So 10 days later.
Jeez. Okay. Not much of a cooling off period there.
No, especially after doing that 1 hour. So Ramirez goes to a home that this motherfucker had burglarized the year before.
That's fucked.
So, like, he knew all the good stuff that was in this house and the type of people they were.
That's fucked.
To have your sense of security shattered like that, only to then have a now serial killer go, I'm gonna go there next.
That's terrifying.
No, thank you. So this was in Whittier, California. Ramirez goes inside. He shoots the husband, Vincent Charles Zazara, who was 64, and sleeping on the couch downstairs.
Aw.
Like, just sleeping. He had no idea what was going on, and Richard broke into their house.
It's like the same age as my dad.
Yeah.
Like, that's sad.
Just sleeping. That's all. His wife, Maxine Lavinia Zazara, who was 44. 20-year age gap.
44. Okay. Yeah, my brain processed that very slowly, but I got there.
I was like, oh, okay. Cool.
I heard it and I was like, that doesn't sound right.
Mainly because my favorite TikTok right now is the stitch of Grandma, you little victim. What the fuck? I love it so much. If you haven't watched these, please go watch them.
I've only seen a couple.
Good. Oh my god, they're so good. They're so, like, in a tragically horrible, awful way.
Duh.
But it's, insane. Anyways, back to this. So anyways, his wife wakes up hearing these gunshots and goes to grab her gun that she has there.
Uh-huh.
So Ramirez comes into the room. He is just like beating her up and starts searching the room for valuables, thinking that he's subdued her. And she goes and grabs the gun that her husband keeps in their room.
Go her.
So she turns it towards Ramirez, pulls the trigger, and nothing happens.
Oh, no.
Her husband had taken the bullets out 3 days earlier because their grandchildren were coming over.
Oh.
And he was being a responsible gun owner in the 80s and took the bullets out of his gun when his children were home.
Oh, no.
Yeah. But could you imagine thinking like, yes, I am safe, only to then click.
That has to be so terrifyingly heartbreaking.
Yeah, especially when you had to get that much courage to get to the gun in the first place. Like, oh, shit. No, thank you.
It's like you know it's over in that instant.
Richard ends up shooting her 3 times. He then stabs her because he always has to have that weird stabbing because he has weird issues with, like, sex and sodomy now because of everything.
Well, you know what they say about stabbing.
Oh, it's my favorite thing. We all know how I feel about stabbings. Dang! Anyways. Oh yeah, that's not even the worst thing, because then he gouges out her eyes,
I was not prepared for that.
puts them in one of her jewelry boxes,
Why?
takes it and leaves.
Like, wait, what?
So he gouges out the eyes.
Uh-huh.
He then puts them in one of her jewelry boxes
And takes her eyeballs with him?
and the jewelry box.
What did he do with the eyeballs?
They're just trophies.
They're gonna liquefy.
I don't know what to tell you. He was on so much coke. I cannot iterate to you how many drugs this man was on.
I wonder if he freaked out when he realized that they were no longer there.
I'm sure he would have. That would have been hilarious.
I mean, eventually they would liquefy.
Yeah, no thank you. That's enough. Anyway, so he stole it. So all this goes down. Police come to the scene and they are hyped. They found a shoe print in the flower bed and bullets that match the scene of the previous attacks.
Okay.
Because he was constantly wearing the same shoes because he was essentially homeless.
Right.
He wore a pair of Avis sneakers. Now we're in May 14th of 1985, so we went from March to May, so a little bit of a cooling off period.
Tiny bit.
Longer than 10 days, but that cooling off period tends to get shorter and shorter for serial killers.
Oh, yeah.
Richard breaks into the home of Bill and Lillian Dow, and they lived in Monterey Park. So he shoots the husband in the face. This is the other thing. He will take out the man first, just quickly, so that he can do whatever he wants after.
Well, duh, take out the strongest person.
Yeah. So he shoots the husband in the face, beats him unconscious, and then binds Lillian, who, by the way, is recovering from a stroke.
Aww.
Yeah, recovering from a stroke, just watched her husband be murdered, and is now being tied up.
That would cause another stroke.
Oh, 100%. And Richard starts searching the house for valuables, because he's a burglar by trade. Yeah. And then R's her.
No.
And she survives.
This poor woman.
But her husband dies at the hospital.
This poor, poor woman.
Yeah, has to endure all of that in such a quick period.
How she did not have another stroke is beyond me.
I don't know. It's insane. I'm amazed that you could survive that in general.
Yeah.
Because really no one has. There's the gal with the keys.
And that's it.
And no one else has survived.
Nope.
So now we're in May 29th, 1985. So we're still kind of in the ramped up period. Not as close together as 10 days, but it's like right there.
Yeah.
Ramirez does one of his favorite things, which is to drive stolen cars.
Of course.
And he goes to Monrovia, California. He breaks into Mabel Ma Bell and Florence Nettie Lang's house. How adorable are those nicknames, first of all? Ma and Nettie.
They are, yeah.
I want to be best friends with Ma and Nettie.
You want to be best friends with everybody.
When we have grandkids, that should be the names that we have them call us.
I can't even fathom having children.
Oh, it's gonna happen, and we'll be Ma and Nettie, and they'll be like, why did we call them then? It's like, don't worry about it, go play.
The fact that, like, I mean, obviously you know that you have odds of being a grandmother. I can't even fathom having children.
I mean, it'll happen. Do you want to be Ma or Nettie?
Nettie.
Deal.
Okay.
Shake. So he goes after Nettie with a hammer and then binds her in the bedroom and then goes after Ma and binds her and attacks her as well.
Oh.
He then uses lipstick to draw a pentagram on Ma's body
Psycho.
and on the walls of both of their bedrooms after he was done artworking them.
For why?
Because, remember, he thinks he's serving Satan.
For why?
He thinks Satan has protected him through all of these things.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. This is like the first we're really seeing of that sort of mentality with him.
Great.
The women are found 2 days later, alive. Eventually, though, Ma succumbed to her injuries and passed away. But Nettie survived this.
Holy shit.
That scared me. So now we're in May 30th, 1985. So again, we're going quick now.
That was what, 1 day?
That is 1 day. Yep.
Jeez. Okay.
Ramirez steals another car, drives to Burbank, and breaks into Carol Kyle's home.
That's a mouthful, but okay.
Right? It was kind of hard to say. I was looking at it, I'm like, I can do this. I can say
You did
words.
great.
Thank you. He then binds her and her 11-year-old son.
No.
He then has the son point out where all the valuables are.
Poor kid.
He then R-words the mom.
In front of the son, I'm sure.
No, he actually put the son in another room.
Oh.
So he put the son in another room, R-worded the mom.
Well, at least he did that.
And then binds them together and flees.
So he leaves them alive.
Yes.
Why them?
I don't know. Because we already know he has no issues killing children.
Yeah. So the fact
I don't know
that,
why he left this.
I mean, I understand, like, his other victims, like, barely survived. But these two? He just...
I think he was also just kind of getting cocky at this point. Because he's done all these things and hasn't been caught.
Or do you think he saw himself in that little boy and, like, because he's a mama's boy, too?
I don't know, maybe. I don't think he had that level of empathy at this point.
I mean, that was my thought, just because his 9-year-old victim was a female, so...
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it was that, or if just by this point he just thought he could get away with anything.
It's possible.
And did it just to see if he could. Because he's been shown by so many examples that you could just get away with it. It's fine.
This is true.
Now we're at July 2nd, 1985. Ramirez drives another stolen car to Arcadia. This is the other hard reason it was hard for police to get him. Like, obviously, it's the LAPD in the 80s. They're not great to begin with.
Yeah.
But he's also just continues to steal different cars, so there's no way to ID a vehicle.
Yep.
And he is going to different cities. And while his MO, while he's doing the murder and how he gets in is the same, everything else is so completely varied.
Yeah. I mean, even for being on drugs, he was kind of smart.
He's like a weird, dumb, smart.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where it's like, if you grew up in a totally different environment, would you still be like this?
Yeah.
Or would it be toned down and would you be actually useful in society?
Yeah.
That's always my question. I mean, after last week's episode with everything that happened, I'm just kind of like, huh, did you have to be like this?
If only we could actually see a parallel universe. Like, just to be like, I wonder what actually
That would
happened.
be my dream. I shit you not. I think about this all the time. This is my Roman
I was about to say,
Empire.
is that your Roman Empire?
My Roman Empire is that I love to think about how things would happen in another reality, which probably is not the healthiest thing that I do. But I think it's cool. I think about this all the time. I don't think you understand.
I can see it on your face. 100% I can see it on your face. It's a little scary, not gonna lie.
Yes. You have just piqued one of my special interests.
I see that. I pushed a button that I
can't
cannot.
be unpushed.
I know, I was about to
Can't be
say.
unpushed.
I poked the bear.
So again, stolen car. He's in Arcadia. And he heads to Mary Louise Cannon's house. He sneaks in as per usual, knocks her out with a lamp,
Ouch.
and then stabs her with a knife from her own kitchen.
Well, that's rude.
He just uses whatever is there. He goes in for, like, again, for being so smart, he sure is stupid.
Yeah.
Because he goes in with nothing. Which is like a smart, dumb move.
Yeah. It really is, but still, to kill a girl with her own things, it's a little rude.
But at the same time, I'm like, okay, was he smart or was the LAPD just LAPDing? And didn't notice how dumb he was?
Could be both. Could be
I
both.
don't hold the LAPD that high regards in the 80s. So...
Do we hold them to that regard? No, I'm just kidding.
Yikes. Okay, so now we're in July 5th, 1985. Richard is now heading to Sierra Madre, California, which this is one of the worst attacks that he does. Not in, like, horrific shit, but, like, oh, shit type thing. This is where he attacks Whitney Bennett, who was 16.
Jeez. Okay.
And he hits her with a tire iron while she's sleeping.
Oh, jeez.
He then tries to strangle her with a telephone cord. But then the cord, like, snapped and started sparking. And she was able to breathe again. And starts yelling at that point for anyone to come in. Ramirez ends up fleeing. The girl survived the attack. But this is when Richard starts to think that he's going to get caught.
Well, yeah.
No, not because of the reason you're thinking. So he said at this point is when he started to realize he was working for Satan. And that Satan had saved him and God is working against him.
Okay.
Mind you, he is, like, up until this point, when he was living with his mom, would go to church all the time, and they were Catholic,
Yeah.
and was super heavily into religion at one point.
Yeah.
And now is doing this, has devoted his whole life to Satan.
I have no words.
It's weird. It's real weird. We're now in July 7th of 1985.
Is that 2 days? 2 days after?
That is 2 days. Yeah. So we are still just going hot and heavy.
Look at me knowing my timeline.
Proud of you.
Where's my gold star?
So we're still in Monterey Park. He breaks into Joyce Lucille Nelson's home. He burglarizes her home, beats her to death, and then stomps on her face after he stabs her to death.
Can you say overkill?
But guess what? They matched up the shoe print, so I guess
there's something.
So that same day, he enters Sophie Dickman's home, handcuffs her, attempts to rape her, but can't, get it to do the thing.
Can't perform.
Cannot get it there, so he just steals her jewelry and tells her to swear to Satan
Pathetic.
that he got everything in her home. Like, all the valuables.
Wow. Okay.
We're now at July 20th, 1985. Richard buys a machete.
Huh?
Yeah, buys a machete. Drives a stolen vehicle to Glendale.
Okay.
And goes into the home of Leela and Maxon Needing. He tries to kill them both with the machete and the gun.
Okay.
And then burglarizes their home.
What do you mean tries to kill them? So they survived?
He tries to kill them with the machete.
Oh, okay.
And then does the gun.
Oh, okay. Got
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. He then drives to Sun Valley to break in to the... I'm going to try. I promise nothing.
Okay.
Kavanaugh
Okay.
home? That sounds right. And fatally shoots the dad. He then rapes the wife, binds their 8-year-old son, again puts him in another room, and then forces the wife at gunpoint to show him all the valuables in the home. He then again makes her swear to Satan that she isn't hiding any money and that he got everything, like the last girl.
Okay.
How weird.
That is very.
We're now in August 1985.
But wait, he leaves the mom and son?
He leaves them alive. Yep.
So he killed 3 people in one night, but leaves 2 witnesses.
Yeah, a mother and a son.
Again, do we see a pattern here?
He's not consistent on a lot. He's like weirdly consistently inconsistent.
That was a lot of consistency.
But it makes sense with
It makes
him.
sense, yeah.
It's odd, it's sporadic, but not. But I can understand why it was so hard to put the pieces together for so long. We're now in August 6th of 1985, and Ramirez breaks into Chris and Virginia Peterson's home. This time, he shoots the wife in the face.
Jeez, okay.
And then the husband in the neck. And then tries to flee the scene. But the husband fights back because he did the thing that he doesn't usually do and go for the wife first.
Oh, yeah.
So Richard manages to escape this, and the couple survive the attack. She survived getting shot in the face.
Probably heavily disfigured.
Yeah, but still, she got shot in the face.
That's wild.
And survived.
I wonder if she had any... I mean, she had to have, cognitive deficits.
I don't know.
Sorry, that's just the medical person in me to,
me the wrong questions.
to know.
I just know she did not die at this.
Wow, that's insane.
And then the husband to, fight him off. Because he also gets shot. He's shot in the neck. It's amazing he didn't just start bleeding out.
Yeah, because there are two very, very vulnerable places there that can easily bleed out to death.
Yeah, so he gets shot as fighting him and gets him out of the house. And they both survive, like fucking badass bitches.
Yeah, the fact that that missed the carotid, the jugular, and the spinal cord, and the vertebrae, like, the trachea, the esophagus, everything.
The amount of luck you have to have in that moment.
Yeah. Wow.
We're now on August 8th, so 2 days later.
2 days, okay, wow.
He breaks into Shakina and Elias Aberwath's home. Okay. He shoots Elias.
I love the name Elias.
I do too. It's spelled Elyas. Elias.
If I were to have a second son, if I ever had kids, it would be Elias.
I do like that name. It's super cute. But anyways, shot dead.
Yeah. Horrible.
Well, he's asleep, so at least he's sleeping.
Okay.
When he gets shot.
Okay.
Like, he at least has that, I guess.
Hopefully died peacefully.
He then handcuffs, beats, and rapes Shakina while demanding her jewelry. And there was a baby in the bassinet in the room while this was happening.
Oh, that poor baby.
He also tied up their 3-year-old son.
Please tell me he left the children alone. Like...
He doesn't, yeah. So the only one that he really did anything to
was the 9-year-old.
Was the 9-year-old.
Why her? I wonder why her.
I don't know. I wonder if it's some weird thing that he was trying to play out. Maybe. Trying to recreate something his uncle did.
Maybe.
I could definitely see that.
But wow, so those kids are orphans?
No, the mom lives.
Oh, okay, great.
He just beats her up and R-words her. So, like, she's not great mentally. Well, and if I'm remembering correctly, this mom never told the kids what happened until they turned 18.
Really?
She said she didn't want, like, the memories that they did have of the father overshadowed by how he died. So she told them that he died of cancer, put behind all of the thoughts of what happened, and raised her kids, and told them when they were adults what happened. And the kids, now that they're adults, are like, I appreciate my mom so much for doing that and taking it on when she didn't have to. And
that is absolutely wild to take on all of that.
Yeah.
For your kids.
Just so that way they can have good memories of their father, not just focus on the fact that he was horrifically murdered.
If that's not an example of a mother's strength, I don't know what is.
Yeah. And mind you, this is the 80s, so, like, yeah, women have more rights, but it's still not a great time to be a single mom.
Or to be a single mom in therapy.
Yeah. If you even got therapy.
Yeah.
August 18th of that same year, Richard starts to notice that the LAPD are kind of picking up on his shady dealings. And he decides to go to the Bay Area, where he then breaks into Peter and Barbara Pan's house. He shoots Peter in the head, because again, he always gets that husband out first. Yep. He then beats and R-words Barbara before fatally shooting her.
Oh, poor Barbara.
So both of these passed. He then uses lipstick to draw a pentagram.
Otra vez with this.
And write Jack the Knife on a bedroom wall. Like, one of those I get. Okay, like, you've already done that. Great. At least you're being consistent. Where the fuck did Jack the Knife come from? You trying to name yourself?
I wonder if he's trying to say, like, Jack the Ripper?
I don't know. It's weird. I'm like, why? Why would you do this? Which I also can't wait to cover one day.
Jack the Ripper.
Oh my god, yes.
Okay, calm down. Easy there.
Sorry, I was just having a moment. Anyways, back to this horrific murder. Now we're in August 25th, so we went from the 18th to the 25th. We're just like one right after the other pretty much. There is no cooldown period right now. He ends up driving to Mission Viejo in a stolen orange Toyota. Really inconspicuous.
Yeah, I was about to say, because that's not conspicuous.
James Romero Jr., who is 13 years old, hears something going on outside of their home, like rustling and things outside their house, goes and wakes up his parents because Richard Ramirez was outside looking for a spot to come in through the windows.
Oh, goodness.
Mm-hmm. So his parents end up waking him. His parents end up waking up, chasing out Ramirez, and because he's a little pussy-ass bitch, he just runs away.
Of course.
Luckily, the family is able to get the color and make and part of the license plate. Because again, if you're going to steal cars, why are you going to steal an orange car, babe? That doesn't make sense.
I mean, I guess the fact that he also can dump it very easy and just hop into something else.
It's again one of those things where it's like you do smart, dumb things. Like you're constantly stealing cars so no one can keep up with you, but then you choose an orange one?
Yeah.
Okay. Richard then goes to Bill Carnes and Anise Erickson's home. He shoots Carn in the head 3 times, then tells Inez that he is the Night Stalker and must swear that she loves Satan.
There's that.
Weird thing again. Ha ha ha.
Yeah.
Yikes. After R-wording her, he tells her, tell them the Night Stalker was here. Ugh.
Of course he had to name himself.
I will not get on my soapbox about these fucking serial killer names again. I don't know what episode that rant was in, but it was a whole rant. I hate it. It's the worst, and it drives me insane. My only exception is when we don't know who they are, like the Zodiac or the Hillside Strangler.
I think that's the episode that you got on your soapbox.
Was Zodiac?
Yeah, it was Zodiac.
Probably.
Yeah, for that soapbox that you say you're not on right now.
Yeah, not on it. It's fine. We're good. Inez later gives officials a description of Ramirez, and they were able to find the stolen car. So amazingly, they were able to get a single fingerprint from the mirror and match it to Richard.
So they know who he is.
Because mind you, he is a criminal. Like, right. He has been to jail.
Right.
Several times.
Right. So now they know who he is.
So officials released a statement with a 1984 mugshot for him, saying, we know who you are now, and soon everyone else will, and you will have no place you can hide.
Wow.
Because by this point, he's switching cars. He dumped the shoes and got a new pair of shoes, so that way they wouldn't be able to trace him that way. Yeah. So many smart, dumb things. From August 30th to the 31st, Ramirez is taking a bus to Tucson, Arizona to visit his brother, the brother who taught him how to burglarize.
Solid.
Because of course that's going to be your favorite brother. Why not?
Of course.
So he gets to the train station, notices that his brother isn't home and isn't going to be home that day. And then also starts to notice a weird vibe with the police.
Oh?
Like, they just look like they're looking around a little bit more and searching. Because, mind you, the police put out this statement. Right. But he's on a bus. Like, he's not... Or no, that was the 25th. So, like, the police put out this statement, but he thinks he can still get away with it.
Right.
Because he has so far, and he's seen everyone else get away with things.
Exactly.
So at this point, his mugshot is all over the papers. It's all over the news. Everyone knows what Richard Ramirez looks like.
Yeah.
He gets into California, and he, at this point, notices that his face is everywhere. and starts to panic and is able to leave the bus station even though LAPD was fucking waiting for him because fuck LAPD. I was like, how do you fuck that up? He noticed the mugshots before you noticed who he was? Are you shitting me?
Apparently very carefully. That's how you fuck it up. Cute.
He then goes into a convenience store and two women are in there. They see the magazine, they look at him and start shouting El Matador. Like over and over, like pointing and yelling at him.
Okay.
He goes off running out of the store because again, he's a little pussy-ass bitch.
Of course.
He approaches this one guy first and tries to steal his car. But it's like, I don't remember the type of car it was. But apparently a nice car. The guy had just gotten done fixing it up. And he, like, nearly, like, starts beating Richard. So he doesn't steal his car.
Solid.
He then goes and tries to steal a woman's car. But little did he know, like, her boyfriend was right there. Like, coming down the stairs. Like, went up to get something and was coming down.
Oh, jeez.
Notices him and starts chasing after him. This other guy that he tries to carjack the first time also notices. So it's the boyfriend's son, and this other guy he tried to carjack, chasing him through the neighborhood. And Richard's fast, but these guys know the neighborhood. Like, they know what they're looking for.
Yeah.
Richard almost escapes, but because they do know the neighborhood better, one manages to hit Ramirez in the back of the head.
Oh.
And they pin him to the ground and start beating the shit out of him.
That's hilarious.
Until police come. So there is a huge group of people just beating the shit out of Richard Ramirez.
That's fucking hilarious.
So good. He then tells police, "Thank God you're here." What?
Pussy.
What? You're now believing in God now that the police are here to save you?
Right?
No. No.
That's not how this works.
During the trial, Richard was his regular Richard self and was cursing at the judge, yelling, "Hail Satan."
Of course.
It was just a disturbance, was not a joy to have in class.
It was not a joy to have in class.
It was a whole thing,
Yeah.
not the business. Do you want to know how police had victims identify Richard?
How?
They had the people come and do the lineup.
Yeah.
They had them say, "Shut up, bitch," because of how often Richard said it to the victims.
Oh, gosh.
Like, what a thing. Like, okay. On September 20th, 1989, Richard is convicted on 13 counts of murder, 5 attempted murders, 11 sexual assaults, 4 burglaries, and is put on death row.
Wow.
So, is on death row, but still, you know what? Is my other least favorite thing besides serial killers getting nicknames?
Huh.
Serial killers getting groupies.
Yeah.
Like, understand, we talk about serial killers in like a I am so curious about their mentality type way.
We also make sure to respect the victims, so.
Yeah. These people are doing it in a, oh my god, he's so hot and such a bad boy type way. Yeah. So, no. Thank you.
No.
One of which was Dorian Loy, who Richard married in 1996.
Gross.
Doreen was a successful woman who was the editor of Tiger Beat and went and married a serial killer.
I bet she lost her job real fast.
Oh, so quick. Because she kept proclaiming his innocence.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's weird. And he had so many groupies.
That's so gross.
So many groupies.
No.
But also, here's my thing. I'm not saying I agree with this because I find it completely disgusting. But I think if Richard didn't do all the murders and drugs he did, he actually would have been pretty attractive.
I don't know. I don't like guys.
Well, okay, so, like, his baby pictures, he's super cute.
I still haven't seen any of the baby pictures, so I still need to...
I'll show you. Like, he's a cute-ass kid.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and his mom was said to just be beautiful like a model.
Yeah.
And people said in high school Richard was, like, very handsome. He was very popular. He had these high cheekbones. He's, like, rail thin all the time.
Yeah.
I could see it. Yeah. I could see, if we're just going off of looks and not murders and drugs, like, I guess I could see deep down.
Okay.
I can change him. He is a convicted serial killer.
Yeah.
Not a Doberman from the pound.
Literally killed a child.
I mean, like, not brushing his teeth is probably not great either when he was eating all the shit he was eating, but that's just an aside. While they never officially divorced, Doreen and Richard,
Yeah.
it is assumed they separated after the information about the Loy killing came out. And that's the 9-year-old girl.
Yeah.
So the assumption is at that time, that's when they started separating. And I can understand why. That's kind of a big deal. Yeah. To realize that you're... Because you could almost forgive a lot of things. But killing a 9-year-old... Ramirez died June 7th, 2014 at 53 years old from complications secondary to B-cell lymphoma. Okay. He was essentially yellow at the end. Yeah. Like, he looked awful. If you could choose a slow death, that's a pretty good one, the way that he died.
Your liver shutting down? Yeah.
Yeah. Everything just slowly going like, yeah, that's what you deserve. And that was the case of Richard Ramirez in its entirety.
Well, thank you for horrifying us with that.
You're welcome. I was really going to try to do one part, but I feel like with serial killers and the way that we like to look at them and their mentality, it's just hard to not do 2 parts.
Yeah, that's understandable. Are we ready for our disturbing fact?
No, but I'm sure you're just gonna go on and tell me anyways, as is written in our script.
Yes, I am.
Oh, yay.
I actually need to find more. I'm running low.
Wow.
Yeah.
I should probably start writing down some ideas for my long-winded things.
Probably. So you don't have to think of them on the fly. Although, I feel like that's your best work.
Sometimes I just need, like, a sentence or an idea that I want to go with, and I can run from there. Yeah. I just need, like, a starter sometimes.
Oh, okay. I see that.
Because, like I said, this week's one was you meet a cute, like, golden retriever boy at a party.
Yeah. Well, I get that. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I have some saved on TikTok. I just gotta write them down so I can remember them.
Ooh, don't punch the microphone.
Don't do that. All right. Well, this fact involves one of our favorite places.
Ooh.
Yes. So.
Is it a beach?
No.
Oh.
I hope they don't sue us for this. We'll see. But did you know that if a person dies in their costume at Disney, they have to be placed on a bench to make it look as if they're just resting?
How many times have they had to do this that they had to make a protocol for it?
I have a feeling quite a few. Because could you imagine? Like, I mean, we know how hot it gets here in California. And I know how hot it gets in Florida.
I'm just... Oh my gosh. The fact that there is a protocol that if this happens, you do this. It's like... That is more than, like, a one-time thing. That's at least a 2-time thing where they're like, yeah, maybe we should have something in place for this.
Yeah. Because, I mean, I'm sure heat stroke happens often.
I'm sure, but my God. Not even, but it's not, you didn't say pass out. You said die.
Yeah, die.
So I'm sure the passing out is, like, a whole different thing.
I'm sure.
They, like, quickly put their hand up in the head and they're like, not breathing. Gotta just send him up.
Yeah. Probably.
They put the hand up, breathe in. Okay, lay him down, get him. Let's get him back there.
Probably.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, if you like whatever the fuck this is, be sure to head over to our Instagram. Our Instagram is WTF is that pod. Over there you'll find the link to all of our beautiful link trees, and you should do all of the follows and the likes and the reviews and the telling people and the asking the cute boy out while you're telling him about a podcast. And don't forget to invite us to our wedding. And don't die in a Disney costume, because you deserve to be paid for your work, and you can't do that if you're dead. Bye!
Bye.
You can't pay them after they're dead.
I'm still waiting for my gold star.
Bing!
Thanks.